welcome back to another episode of Driving Triad. I'm Joel.
I'm Fletcher Bingham.
And we cover everything from lifestyle, golf, family activities, and real estate here in the Triad of North Carolina, specifically Winston-Salem.
Yep.
And it's a great place to raise a family. Reason being, there's tons of things to do.
Yeah.
A lot of places that you can travel pretty easily. Once you get onto the secondary education, it's pretty affordable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot more. So stick around, we're gonna jump right into it.
All right.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into all the children's museums and different educational centers that we've got.
Yeah.
Starting off in Winston.
Yeah, we got the Kaleideum in Winston. It's right downtown, and it is so cool. We got family passes there. Personally, have family passes there, and the kids love the rooftop outdoor playground. I mean, it is cool.
Yeah,
it
our
is
kids
really
just
cool.
came back from a field trip from there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you gotta go check this out.
Yeah.
You know, if you're driving through downtown, you're wondering which one it is, you kind of can't miss it.
Right.
It's the white building that's like colored like a jelly bean.
Yeah.
So it pretty much sticks right out like a sore thumb there. You can see it from 4th Street, but it's on 3rd.
Yeah. And I mean, it's got a ton of stuff. It's 4 different levels of just like different play areas for kids. They've even got like an infant room. They have live animals. They have a cool parrot that's there. They've got snakes, they've got turtles, they've got all these different actual live animals that kids can like go and see what they're doing. It's really cool.
You know, lots of interactive stuff too, right? Like, so that's a relatively new location. It's been there for probably a little bit over a year at this point, a year and a half maybe. And so if you're in Winston, downtown, someplace you should probably go check out.
Yeah, for sure.
Shifting gears, going over to High Point, we got the Qubein Children's Museum there as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, relatively new.
Yeah, I also have family passes there.
Fletcher makes a lot of impulse buys.
It's for the kids.
Yeah.
It's for the kids.
It's for these kids.
But it's really cool. It's also new. They have a really cool like water play area. They have a whole hallway that's like a grocery store and a race car shop and all these different areas that kids can go and play as like different themed rooms.
Yeah, our daughter loved the grocery store, especially when she was a little bit younger. She'd go in there with a little cart and like scan everything out. I'm just like, I gotta get my things. So you've got that, but then also outside you got the merry-go-round and things like that, the playground. So, you know, you're really just, the great thing as parents about all these things, you can go ahead and bring your kids there. Obviously, you're supervising them.
Correct.
But just let them go ham.
Yeah.
Let them go nuts. Tire them out.
Let them be feral children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's plenty of other ferals.
Yeah.
So those two right between, you know, Winston and High Point. Then we obviously can't forget about the Greensboro Science Center.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Greensboro Science Center is really cool. Obviously, favorite for me at Christmas time.
Yep.
I know we've talked about that. But I mean, they've got live animals. They've got
not just like little animals there too. They've got tigers.
Oh, like Komodo dragon.
Yeah.
I mean, and they've got a whole aquarium portion of it as well. It is a great spot to take the kids, and it's a long like walking tour to do the whole thing, and they've got the tree line, the ropes course type thing there as well. Yeah. Little older kids activity.
I mean, you got to have the mix of okay, hey, little guys can have fun here, but you know, as you get a little bit older, you know, you still want some place to get taken to get all that energy out.
Yeah, for sure.
And then so we would be remiss if we didn't mention it. We know this one's a little bit outside the Triad, but the North Carolina Zoo down in Asheboro.
It's not that far. It's 45 minutes
or
to
so.
an hour to get to Asheboro.
It's the biggest zoo in the U.S. by natural habitat. So I mean, it's incredible. It really is. Like this is the one that we have family passes to. We go down there all the time. You know, we really enjoy being outside more than we like being indoors. And you're gonna get a ton of activity in where you're there just from steps. You know,
for sure.
Keeping track down there.
Yeah, step counter.
Because you have North America, you have Africa, and they're building Asia right now.
Correct.
Which I believe is supposed to open next year.
Yeah.
I think it's 26. Maybe, you know, we'll see how progress continues along with that.
Yeah.
But, you know, right in the middle there, you have Junction Plaza where you can stop for all your food. You've got the butterfly garden you can pay for if you want to go in there and have all the, my daughter loves that. The butterflies just come and land on her and be very gentle and delicate. Yeah. And then you could also like book little private safaris and things like that for like the grasslands exhibits. So if you want to go ahead and if you want to feed the giraffes, you can do things like that. You can go out in the car in like a little mini safari amongst the rhinos and other animals like that, the, you know, the non-predatory animals. But so North Carolina Zoo, they even did a Disney show on it a couple years ago.
Really?
Yeah, the Secrets of the Zoo.
Yeah.
North Carolina Zoo was featured on that a few years ago.
Okay.
So if you're curious about what's our zoo really like, check out the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
You got the app, it's on there.
And I also found out that I guess a couple times a year you can do like camping out at the zoo. Yeah. Which I think would be very cool.
So I haven't heard of that one. I have. They do have different sensory days for, you know, if you have a child who has sensory issues where it's really quiet in there and they'll keep everything down. Yeah. If you're a member, you can do wake up with the zoo a couple times a year. So you get down there, they open it up a little bit earlier for members, and you can go around as all the zookeepers are feeding the animals. So they're a little bit more active. So they're out.
You can see them doing stuff rather than just laying down.
If you go see a polar bear at 95-degree heat at 12 o'clock, that polar bear is probably sleeping.
That's true.
Another thing that I love about living right here in the Triad with our family is all the different things that you can go do just on a regular basis, you know, whether outside or inside. There's always things to jump into. Right. Like we have several minor league baseball teams here. We have the disco turkeys.
The disco turkeys?
Yeah. So we have the disco turkeys, and obviously we have the Winston-Salem Dash. Yep. Both of the venues there are going to be very family friendly. And you have the High Point Rockers as well.
Also very friendly. They got a playground for the kids who aren't as interested in the baseball aspect of the baseball game.
And you have that at the Dash Stadium as well. You know, they've always got people set up to do like face painting. You got the merry-go-round. You go out there and test out the old cannon, see how far you, see how fast you can get it cooking on the radar gun. You know, beyond that, obviously you have Wake Athletics here as well, and Winston-Salem State, and there's a ton of colleges here in the area.
So if you want to go to football games, basketball games, soccer games, I mean, if you want to take your kids to sports activities like sports events, the Triad is perfect for that.
I mean, if you really want to go ahead and get into some rubbing his racing too, take them out to the Madhouse at Bowman Gray. You'll see a couple sweet mullets out there, I guarantee.
Oh yeah,
mullets are coming back in.
Mullets are in.
Yeah. So, but they've been in there for a long time. I could do a scullet. Yeah. So lots of different things to do like that. But we also, you know, we just did a video on all the different parks that we have. Right. So if you want to go and do a picnic or just go ahead and, you know, take the whole family out, take the dog. Yeah. And just enjoy being outside, like.
Parks with playgrounds like just littered in Triad. Yeah. I mean, they're just everywhere. It's awesome.
Yeah, so some of your notable ones are going to be out in Clemens. You know, you have Tanglewood Park out there, which you could literally do pretty much anything under the sun.
Yeah. You got the Quarry here in Winston.
You got Quarry in Kernersville. You got Triad Park, which is, again, huge. We've done some flying events and things like that there. Even in High Point, you've got plenty of parks too. City Lake Park, our kids love riding. Going over there, you've got the water park right over next to City Lake. And then also in Jamestown Park, you've got right down near the center of Jamestown, you've got this little train that you can jump on. I don't know if you've ever taken the kids on a train there. So tons of different things to do like that just on a regular basis that are free.
Yeah. No cost.
Yeah. Occasionally Tanglewood, you gotta pay $2 per car.
Right.
But I mean, everything else once you get in there. So if you want to take your dog to the dog park at any of these places, you want to take the kids, you just cut loose, you know, play some baseball, toss a frisbee, things like that.
Run around, run that energy out. That's the main goal here.
And you know, with our area, we've got a pretty moderate climate. So we're hot during the summer.
It's hot. It's hot right now.
It is. Yeah. It's hot. But you know, a lot of these places have got ample shade. Right. You got big, huge, mature trees. Right. And you know, the spring and the fall, It's fantastic weather.
Yeah.
And then even in the winter, it's not too cold. You enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Tons of things to get out and do. Pretty much any weekend you want to get into things like that here.
Yeah.
So we jumped into some of our parks, and we forgot about Pilot Mountain.
Pilot Mountain, not far away.
No.
Straight up 52.
Straight up 52 from downtown. You're looking at 25-ish minutes, maybe a tick more depending on traffic.
Yeah.
But we've talked about Pilot Mountain before. We've even done a video on it before.
Yeah.
But you can see all the way into downtown from the peak up there.
And you can say
5 degrees cooler.
Yeah, and you can see the peak from downtown Winston.
Yep. Yeah. So it's a very recognizable place around here. So if those are all the things you can do right here in the Triad.
Yeah.
But the other thing we love about it is how central it is, because we're kind of in the middle of the state. Right?
Yeah, it's perfect.
And we have the mountains to our west, and we have the beach to the east.
Yeah.
So we're starting off, here in Pilot Mountain, but if we actually want to get up to Grandfather Mountain, Boone, something like that, Blowing Rock, we're only at about 2 hours.
Maybe
and an hour and a half to a lot of those different locations.
Hour and a half to Boone, a little further to Blowing Rock, but in the summertime, if you want to beat that heat, if you're like me and need that tree cover as a pale person, the mountains is a great option. I mean, I've done just day trips up there where I've just gone to Boone and Blowing Rock just to escape the heat, just have it be 10 degrees cooler.
Sure.
Or you can just make a weekend out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going up to Blowing Rock too, probably stop by Tweetsie.
Yeah, gotta go by Tweetsie.
We're talking about the kids, right?
Yeah.
As long as your kids, I would say, are like younger than 11 or 12.
Yeah.
At that point, it maybe is getting a little bit cheesy for them.
Right.
But if you've got younger kids, Tweetsie Railroad is awesome.
I love going. It's been around for forever. I went there as a kid. It's great. And you have Mystery Hill with the vortex, the gravity vortex right there.
But even staying at Tweetsie now, they do have things for older kids because you've got the ropes course and everything outside of it now. So, the little guys probably going to want to jump right on the train, go through, the whole cops and robbers thing. They're coming to, rob your locomotive. They go through that whole experience. But the older kids can go out there and have zip lines and things like that. Get a little bit of adrenaline rush going.
Yeah. And then Mr. Hill, I love it. You go gem mining, you go in the gravity vortex, they have hatchet throwing there, tomahawk throwing. It's a great event. Axes for kids. There's supervision.
Shifting gears. if we want to go ahead and enjoy some water.
Right.
The beach. It's about 3 hours away. I mean, there's a million different beaches, so that can depend on where you're going.
Right.
But if you're just heading down to Wilmington, 3.5 hours down to Wilmington.
Myrtle Beach, anything like that. I mean, that's where just a ton of people go.
Yep.
In the summertime, in spring and fall, just to go to the beach, hit the water.
We're on summer break right now, so pretty much everybody you talk to, like, I was at the beach last week.
Yeah.
Go to the beach next week.
I'm going in a couple of weeks.
Me too. So, and then if you really hey, you want ultimate privacy on a beach, you want something where there's not a ton of people around, the Outer Banks are for you.
Yeah. Still never been. Been here my whole life. Still never been at Outer Banks.
Outer Banks I've probably been there more than I've been to any of the beaches. I don't go to a lot of beaches. But you're going to go down there. You're really only going to see people if you want to.
Yeah.
You've got the wild horses down there on Ocracoke and things like that.
Yeah.
So definitely something different to check out. Oak Island is definitely a little sleepier in that as well. And, if you want a full-on party with the family down to the beach and you just want to go to 8 million putt-putt courses, Myrtle Beach is for you.
Myrtle Beach is the spot for you. And, if you want water, but you don't want to have to go to the beach, you don't have to drive 3 hours. There's so many lakes here. I was just at Baden Lake a couple weeks ago camping.
Yep.
There's High Rock Lake. There's Lake Norman. I mean, it's all just so close to where we are.
Belews isn't far. Belews is even closer. So you've got multiple different places you can go to. You can combine the mountains and the lakes if you want to go ahead and head up, across the state line and go to Smith Mountain Lake.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different things that you can do. And we said it's hot in the summer, so you need those places to run away and enjoy.
Gotta get the dip in the water. Yeah. Gotta get the dip, cool off. Yeah.
Most people say take a dip in the water. Gotta get the dip in the water.
You gotta get the dip in the water.
I've never heard it that way. So anyway, plenty of places to go ahead and enjoy, you know, a weekend away, a day away. There's lots of different places that are very accessible that the family's gonna love.
Yeah, I mean, all ages, adults, kids, little kids, teenagers, they're gonna, well, teenagers might not enjoy anything much, but as much as they can, they'll enjoy it. Yeah.
They got Wi-Fi. All right, and now, you know, another thing I think you're gonna love about raising a family here is that just the overall environment in general. You know, we just got back from a trip to New York City, and I would say I had a great time.
Yeah, did you?
I feel like it would be a little different raising a family there, just based on one, cost of living and things like that.
Right.
But my daughter made the observation, she's 6. What do you think about New York City? It's very smellful. It's smellful, mainly of people smoking different substances.
Yeah, the garbage on the streets, you know.
So, but you know, New York was fantastic, but just a completely different pace of life down here.
Right.
You know, we're a little bit slower. We take time to really enjoy the small things.
I would say a lot slower.
Yes, a lot slower than New York for sure.
Yeah.
But you're kind of middle of the road, as I would say, like values-wise here, in that we are in the Bible Belt, and so there's some very conservative aspects of it. But you know, we've been a blue state at times, we've been a purple state, red state, so I don't feel like it's polarized one way or the other, where if you move down here as a conservative, where you're, oh my God, I just couldn't live here. Same thing as, you know, if you're, if you tend to be a little bit more liberal, if you're a Democrat, I don't think you're gonna feel out of sorts here.
Yeah.
People kind of stay in their lane, but you know, family values are still very, very high up on,
Absolutely.
for everybody here. Like, I don't worry about my kids when they leave the house.
Yeah, I don't either. No, you know, I'm not gonna let them like go downtown by themselves at 2.5 years old, but like, you know, like they can go play in the, you know, in my neighborhood, all the kids are out playing in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not worried about the kids as much as, you know, you would in other places.
You know, we've got a pretty small subdivision here, but it's like a little biker gang every day. Like, as people are getting out of work and that, at about 5:30, all the kids are kind of meeting down in the cul-de-sac with their bikes and this, that, and the other, and just cutting loose. And that's what I really enjoy about this area is that it just, there's nothing about it that is overwhelming to me or one way or another.
Right.
The traffic and the commute's easy. As these kids get older and they're heading off to college, we have a really strong secondary education system.
Yeah.
You know, our public university system.
Yeah, you got the whole UNC system, University of North Carolina system with obviously Chapel Hill, Asheville, Charlotte.
State.
Yeah. NC State.
App. Like, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Like, there's tons of different state schools that are within that program that makes those schools, if you are a North Carolina resident, which was the whole reason we actually moved out here when I was in high school, was my brother was going to go to school in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So we were trying to get residency established, was one of the main draws of moving down here.
Yeah.
And we are definitely saving for our kids secondary education for public schools. You want to go to a private school, go nuts. But student loans are like.
It is very cost effective to go to any of the public schools here if you're a resident in North Carolina.
And you know, the public schools have got some fantastic programs too. You know, we just mentioned there's dozens of public schools here throughout the state of North Carolina that are gonna, you know, qualify for those in-state tuition breaks that you're gonna get.
Right.
But I mean, NC State's got one of the best engineering programs around.
Engineering.
Carolina's got a fantastic business school, amongst other things. If you go up to App State and you want to get into like renewable energy and things like that, that's going to be a great place to take on those and really kind of live the life that you're studying right up there, because that's big in Boone, and that is you know, figuring out renewables and really kind of taking care of the earth and leaving it better than we found it. But the point being, the education system here, it's strong.
It is. It is.
So, but your kids can still go away. We talked about, you know, the state's fairly big, and going from the mountains to the ocean, you got 5-6 hours going from coast to coast.
Yeah.
So even with them picking a state school, if they still want to move away and have their own experience, you can still do that and stay within the state of North Carolina.
It's an easy trip back home for the, you know, for a weekend,
For holidays.
you know, for the holidays. They're not having to drive 14 hours, you know, up to New York City or anything like that. You know, it's just like a few hours, you know, and especially if you're living in the Triad, like it's gonna be probably 3 hours or less that, you know, they're
if you go to Asheville, it's about as far, Asheville or Wilmington, it's gonna be about as far away as you go for
it's about 3 hours.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you could be home for any weekend you need it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, guys, so we kind of run through why we think this is a fantastic place to run a family. If you're curious about that, if you want to learn more about it, if there's things that we didn't address, because there are a ton of other things.
There's so many great things.
Reach out. We'd be happy to have a conversation with you. I'm Joel, 336-582-9210, or Joel at sandmanrealtync.com.
And I'm Fletcher Bingham, 336-689-5677, and Fletcher at sandmanrealtync.com.
Thanks for checking out another episode of Driving Triad. Remember, don't sleep with one eye open. Buy and sell with Sandman.